Hey, in the previous set of videos, I went over funnels and their validity as well as mentioning the taking the blogging route. Either way you decide to go, once you have set up your business, it's time to start getting people to come into your store and look around. And this is where the term traffic comes into the mix. And previously I mentioned there are four things you want to be doing on a daily basis if you want to run a profitable online business. And the first one is traffic. Without traffic or people viewing your offers, you will not be selling much. But before I get into the actual specifics of the term, if you have been in this space for any length of time, or even if you're somebody new, and I'm sure you have already seen that there's a lot of noise out there when it comes to this subject of driving traffic to the offers. And those types of promotions you've seen or the content is, hey, how do I obtain hot leads? How to get thousands of people to your offers without doing anything. As you've heard me say time and again, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. But please do not take, and I say it again, do not take what I'm saying that there aren't good software products out there that can help you with a traffic issue or help you manage it. But for now, I want you to remain focused on running your business. You need to keep your blinders on when it comes to being able to decipher good information versus being marketed to. So let's start by looking at the two strategies, break it down from there. And the two strategies I want to talk about are inbound versus outbound. Now, inbound is a passive strategy and it is associated with creating content. Generally, they are free and they are the easiest to implement, which explains why they are so popular. The aim is to generate curiosity of your readers so that they reach out to you and start following you. Now, during this process, you're not only building brand awareness, but you're also building a relationship between you and your potential customers. Now, with these types of strategies, you want to take a longer term perspective because it does take time. Now, the sources of this free traffic can include social media platforms, publishing content on forums, or any other medium in which you can connect with people. So you can use YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, blogging, Warrior Phone, Quora, podcasts, and the list is endless, but you get the point. But regardless of what you do, and without going into specific details with each of these platforms, here are some tips you can start with. You need to remain consistent by posting regularly. Whether it is once a week, bi-weekly, it doesn't matter. Just don't post 5 times one week, one the next, skip a month, pick a schedule and stick to it. Then you need to create content that targets your audience. And the best content could be even your own successes and failures. Patience, and this is a big one, well, it's going to take time before you start getting traction and seeing results. These organic strategies rely on engagement, which comes in the form of comments and replies. You just want to get conversation started. Now we move on to outbound. Outbound is an aggressive and more direct approach for getting quicker results. Now, this method requires you reaching out to your audience directly through paid methods. Now, this is attractive because it is the fastest way to get traction, but it doesn't come without its own share of nuances and issues, making this a little more challenging to get results despite what you're hearing. Now, some words of caution. Approach this with some of the following. Don't come into this thinking yet you will have instant success. You will need to spend some time working and editing your ads to fit a specific audience. I'm not going to delve into the split testing term here, but for now, just know what it means or hear of it. Don't spend money you can't afford to lose. 3, don't think because you spend X amount of dollars, you're going to earn X amount of dollars. It will take some time before your ad becomes profitable. So you just got to stay the course. Now, this gives you an overview of the two strategies. Both of these serve a purpose and they both work. Unfortunately, there's too much dependence on using inbound strategies, which I think is a problem. And to bring my point home, point home, an online business is no different than operating a brick and mortar type of business. And let me ask you this question. If you're starting up a business, would you sit behind the counter waiting for people to come to you, or would you be out there knocking on doors? No, you would be out there doing outbound marketing. For an example, doing events. If I'm selling bikes, for example, I'm showing up at bike races or any event associated with biking. I want to build a relationship within the community. But for some reason in affiliate marketing, we do the exact opposite. We focus on the process that takes the longest and yields the lowest results. Now, that should give you something to think about. Yes, eventually you want to have a combination of both, but I would recommend you now just getting one down, master it before moving on to another strategy. And that's a pitfall that hampers many marketers, is when they don't see these instant results, they think what they're doing is rubbish and they move on to something else and before getting any traction. And I always say a strategy or methodology cannot work for some and not for others. And I'll leave it here. Remember, this is a business in which you have to adapt to changes and build a new set of skills. So pick something you're comfortable with, work at it, and learn all you can. And I'll see you on